the flavors of a nation.
Majestic landscapes, vibrant cities, tradition-rich, tech-inspired.
And sport has brought the world to this nation's doorstep.
Today we explore the people, the places, the culture, and the link back to the U.S.
Join us for Destination South Korea. Welcome to Seoul, South Korea, of course, the capital of this Asian nation. I am Aaron Nolan.
And I'm Annie Sabo. Over the next 30 minutes, we'll be taking you on a tour of this beautiful country and exploring the links between the United States and South Korea. Of course, we're going to be spending a whole lot of time right here in Seoul.
Without a doubt. But first, we've got to go to one of the most talked about areas of the Korean Peninsula. Of course, the border between North and South. It's the demilitarized zone. We sent our own Lex Gray there.
Welcome to the DMZ. I'm Lex Gray. This has been our first opportunity to actually take any pictures or record any videos. We rode a bus deep into the demilitarized zone that divides North and South Korea. Look how close we are right now to North Korea. That building right behind you where you see that writing is North Korea. Then we got even closer inside those blue negotiation huts. The flag you see on the table is the exact border of the North and South. The South Korean soldiers' height, dark glasses, and stance are meant to intimidate the North. American soldiers are specially chosen as well, like our guide, Private First Class Nicholas Gomez.
I never imagined myself being here living for 1 year and doing this.
Next, Gomez took us to Checkpoint 3. Off in the distance, you can see North Korea's flag high in the air, flying above the propaganda village. The North also has technology in place to make sure information can't cross over.
If you looked at your phone, you had no service. The North Korean side, they have those jamming towers all over the place.
Gomez meant to take us to one last stop, the Bridge of No Return at Checkpoint 4, where prisoners of war were exchanged.
So that right there, that grab post right there was Checkpoint 4.
But we drove right by. Later, military leaders told us plans changed because of a security concern. So we drove away, back to the safety of the South. In South Korea, I'm Lex Gray.
Back here in Seoul, we move to the country's more distant past.
Yeah, we're talking about the 1300s, Annie. Our Jack Doles went to a palace right here in Seoul.
Built by the Joseon dynasty in 1395, the architecture is breathtaking.
If you see the buildings, it looks like a smooth curve at the corner lines, which looks like a smooth curved line of the wings of the bird. So that is one of the beauty of Korean architecture.
The palace is so important to Koreans, they've rebuilt it twice.
During the Japanese invasions for the 7 Years' War, this palace was burnt down and left ruins another around 200 years.
The Japanese burned it down again during the colonial period, but once again the Koreans rebuilt in 1990. They also brought back a changing of the guard ceremony, a tradition that began when the Joseon dynasty first built it.
The things that we have to preserve and to conserve our traditions by reenactions of this ceremony.
In Seoul, I'm Jack Doles.
From ancient wonders to the modern economy, it's sizzling in South Korea. This country has 13 companies on Forbes' list of the world's 500 biggest public companies. Among them, Samsung, Hyundai, and Kia.
That's right. There's really no question that technology and finance are thriving here in Seoul. And we actually had a chance to visit a PC Bong. What is that? Well, we found out it's an internet cafe.
This is a heaven for men or women.
But if you look around, heaven is mostly filled with guys. Welcome to Game in Us. Seoul and every other city in South Korea is dotted with these game rooms known as PC Bongs.
It's very popular in South Korea to play online games here.
Hyung-Suk Kim says he spends about 2 or 3 hours at a time here. That's moderation by his standards.
Maniacs or nerds, they play like 10 hours.
Even with less time to play, Kim and his friends are devoted gamers.
When the classes end up and we go home, we don't go home. This is our home.
Sounds intense, but Kim says it's always a good time, win or lose.
It's very fun, but I lost in the game right now, but it's all right. We won the game.
In South Korea, I'm Lex Gray.
From high tech to high fashion, style is is the name of the game here in Seoul. I am in Gangnam, the inspiration for the song that took over the world back in 2012, and here is what Gangnam Style is all about.
The Gangnam itself is called the Beverly Hills in Korea.
South of the Han River is where you'll find the Gangnam District, the home to over 500,000 people. Rolls-Royces, designer brands, and fine dining characterize the area.
This district is very lively. All the Koreans, movie star lives here.
It is the district to see and to be seen in South Korea. According to celebrity hairdresser Cha Hong, outer appearance is of high importance, especially among Korean women.
She says it's just basic and so needed for the Korean woman.
And the pressure to fit in with all the glitz and glam of Gangnam may require going under the knife. Seoul has been referred to as the plastic surgery capital of the world, if you're willing to spend $2,000 to $10,000. Gangnam is much more than a style. It's a way of life.
You know, when you go to a new country, food options are always top of your mind. Check out this great little oceanside town.
You've probably heard of Korean barbecue.
Sure.
Raccoon cafes, not so much. Andrew Martin kicks off our food tour.
What is Korean barbecue and why is it so popular?
Korean likes the most pork belly. We call it samgyeopsal. We cut them in pieces, and we have a special barbecue tool. It's easy to eat, and it's easy to prepare. It's so quick.
And it comes with side dishes, one of which is fermented cabbage, also known as kimchi, another Korean staple. Korean barbecue is more than just a meal, it's a shared experience.
Some people would be a bit confused about the concept of Korean barbecue, right? They serve some raw meat over a grill, and everyone just cooks their own meat. And anytime I talk to my mom about it, she says, well, I don't know why you're paying them if they're not even going to cook the food for you, right? But I think it's a pretty enjoyable experience.
Normally, in the middle of the table, we prepare one gear for the barbecue in the middle of it so that we can share. So sometimes we cross the arms, and we have a special chopstick.
After all that, how does it taste?
Korean barbecue, if you have to have Korean barbecue here, it's like no other experience. Take a blood pressure pill because it's a lot of meat you're going to be taking in, but it's great. It's absolutely great.
In South Korea, I'm Andrew Martin.
When it comes to the cuisine of South Korea, one cafe stands out among the crowd. There's not really food here, just a few furry friends. Ah! That raccoon and I, we got that timing down.
Oh, meat mochi, named after a Japanese dessert because nothing screams sweet like a raccoon.
In Korea, we have lots of people who love the animals.
Owner Ji Hayu-yen is one of them. He says these guys were born in Korea and are more kind and clean than the dumpster divers we're used to. Folks can hang out as long as they want for just $5. And believe it or not, it's actually a popular place for a date. I mean, who doesn't want to fall in love feeding one of these?
Oh my gosh. Oh, I thought I felt it too. Woo.
This all started as a cat cafe 7 years ago. They're still here. But now this small two-story space is a memorable menagerie. That's a kawadi. Oh, and these are meerkats. And let's not forget the wallabies.
A little bit of lettuce, some sunflower seeds, only in South Korea.
I'm Erin Cargile.
Yes, it is a bit cold here in the Ocean District in Pyeongchang. I'm here with my new friend, Juan, and he's going to tell me a little bit about this fish market because it is extremely cold outside, but yes, there is open water and fish here. So can you tell me a little bit about this fish market? What do we see here and how popular are these in South Korea?
In South Korea, we normally eat these fishes, these two types, and this is called urok. This is called gwangeo, and this is called urok.
Because of the influx of people, the price of fish has risen. Finding seafood in South Korea is easy. Cooking it is a different story.
Coming up on Destination South Korea, it's time to hit the beach. We're going to go roughly 100 miles east of Seoul to show you surf and sand, South Korean style.
But first, a look at the link between South Korea and life in the United States.
I'm Josh Breslow in Atlanta, Georgia. Among the countless buildings downtown, you'll find the Office for the Consulate General for South Korea. It's the hub for the economic and cultural relations between South Korea and the southeastern states. His office decorated in symbolic declarations from several U.S. cities, declaring this a time of peace and stability for the Korean peninsula.
Last 2 or 3 years, there is some kind of tensions prevailed in Korea and surrounding areas, and the goal is just kind of a unity, of harmony.
For those making the 7,000-mile flight from Atlanta to Seoul on Delta, authentic Korean dishes served at 39,000 feet are from Stone Bowl House.
It was a big surprise. One day, one of the Delta members came to eat here and said, would you be interested in serving Delta? Delta is going to start their flight to Korea.
Owner Grandma gave the go-ahead.
Almost I'm 70. Then it's all my life Korean cooking. I like cooking.
So Atlanta's connection to this year's worldwide celebration, unmistakable. For Destination South Korea, I'm Josh Breslow.